Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sapatam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Tadamahiyam Dadati Swapam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadam Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Saji Sadavaitam Savadutam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Deva Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita 6.6 today. Bandhuratmatmanastasya Yenatmaivatmana jitah Anatmanastu shatrutve Vartitatmaiva shatruvat. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of the friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. The purpose of practicing Eightfold Yoga is to control the mind in order to make it a friend in discharging the human mission. Unless the mind is controlled, the practice of yoga for show is simply a waste of time. One who cannot control his mind lives always with the greatest enemy. And thus his life and its mission are spoiled. The constitutional position of the living entity is to carry out the order of the superior. As long as one's mind remains an unconquered enemy, one has to serve the dictations of lust, anger, avarice, illusion, etc. But when the mind is conquered, one voluntarily agrees to abide by the dictation of the personality of Godhead, who is situated within the heart of everyone as Paramatma. Real yoga practice entails meeting the Paramatma within the heart and then following his dictation. For one who takes to Krishna consciousness directly, perfect surrender to the dictation of the Lord follows automatically. For him who has conquered the mind is the best of the friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. In our last class, we made the point that the mind completely engulfs the spirit soul, and therefore the symptoms of consciousness uh, get become the symptoms of consciousness actually get buffered by the because of the presence of the mind. But the symptoms are the same. But the symptoms are the same. So when we talk about conquering the mind, one thing is very clear that uh, as is being explained, that we are living by our greatest enemy very near to us. Just like, suppose if one is in a wild forest, then one has to be very careful, very alert, very cautious, because any wild animal may be there around. That is the idea. Any wild animal may be there around. So the point to note is this, that when we talk about conquest, many aspects have to be in place. The first aspect which has to be there is alertness. Alertness. So alertness is two-sided. First is to be able to find the right opportune moment to strike or to hit. Second is to be able to catch or to be able to perceive the danger at the right time and dodge. Both the aspects are there in alertness. So when we see uh, so we have seen, heard lessons from how a lion catches its prey. And here that when the lion has to catch the prey, the lion very softly is crouching near to go to the right place from where he will strike. And very strategically he is planning everything. Very strategically he goes in a sneaking way to the right position from where he will start jumping. He is not roaring up front from 2 kilometers. That, okay, I have come now. Now, because if he roars from 2 kilometers up front, nobody will be there. So, like that. So that's alertness. Very softly come to the right strategic place. Find the right strategic place to attack. now, in this battle on the part of a deer, the deer has to be very careful so that any slight, any small, any subtle clue, the deer can immediately catch. So when the lion is chasing, the point is we see that if the deer is the lion is chasing, if the deer is say towards the back, or the deer is towards the corner, the whole group is together, and the deer is going towards the back, then he's most likely to get caught. Because the deer is in the front of the herd, he will not be caught. The deer is in the middle of the herd, he will not be caught. So, whom will one catch? The easiest prey, not the toughest. So the easiest prey is a person who is callous. That is the point. Therefore, the first principle to understand is that. So we have to apply both these strategies. Sometimes we have to attack, sometimes we have to run away. So there is a counter attack. Both aspects are there. So we have to be very alert actually. Therefore, there is no question of sadhana or there is no question of seva without attentiveness. The attentiveness is there so that we can, the attentiveness, the alertness is what brings us to the right disposition. Second aspect is attack. Attack is most important. So the point to note is that the mind has to be channelized. So the first principle we can understand is that the mind is always on the flow. Mind is a dynamic concept. It is always on the flow, and therefore no static settings are going to contain the mind. Many times we make the mistake of static settings. Okay, make the mistake of a static setting. Once I shift to voice, everything is fine. And the mind will cheat us after some time. Person thinks, okay, once I am attending the morning program on time, after that anything I do, it's okay. Because so the point is there is no static setting which is going to contain the mind. Impossible. Mind is a very dynamic concept. Mind is always on the flow. Sometimes people think that okay, once I become initiated, then anything I can do, everything will be fine. No, mind can give slap even after initiation. What to say first initiation, even after sannyas initiation, mind can slap. Mind is very powerful. So mind is a flowing concept, and many times we just make a static concept, and we become casual and callous. It's like I have seen sometimes. Suppose we have kept some fruit on a table. So after a day or so, you can find that ants have come to that place, and the ants are eating it away, fruit or dry fruit or something. Now you can blow off the ants and then keep the fruit or dry fruit in a separate place. Maybe instead of that table, another table, separate place. When you do that, you will see that ants are not there, but you keep it for one more day, the ants will come there also. So I have seen that on study table, that phenomenon. So first they know the whole trajectory to one place and attack. So one may think, okay, this is a safer place. I can go there. So you go to a safer place, yes, it gives you a little more time. But then the trajectories to that place also are traversed upon in due course of time, and then you get the attack there also. Is it? So therefore, the point to note is that what place is a safe place. So safety is on our hands. That is the idea, because it's a dynamic concept. Just like Prabhupada says, yes, the place offers less resistance, more resistance, that's fine. The chances of attack are most least, those aspects are there. But the principle of attack is universal everywhere. So therefore, the Lord is explaining that one has to always be focused that I have to conquer the mind. I have to channelize the mind. The mind is a flowing concept. And therefore, everything should be on the move. Everything should be on the move. Therefore, time to time, in our routine practices of bhakti, we have to invest our heart and make sure that the quality is improved. Because it's not a static concept. Like chanting, time to time, we have to sit down and really take some steps so that we can chant very nicely. We put our efforts to improve it, conscious efforts to improve it, earnest efforts to improve it. Reading, preaching, earnest conscious efforts. I personally had the experience in teaching. Sometimes you have a topic, you have given when you and once you have given the lecture, and it's a bombastic topic. People are uploading it like anything. It was a hit, super hit, blockbuster performance, and then a person may feel, okay, this is my blockbuster topic, like that, and uh, and then after 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, like that, one may be just one may just announce the topic and just take the topic like that. And I have seen that the same topic which had moved so many people, now you speak after some years like that, the same topic in a casual way, because this was my topic. I conquered over established myself, my authority and whatever caliber, and then the same topic and people are spaced out in that. One wondering that this is my Brahmastra topic. No. So the point is why what that okay, initially when one gave, one had lot of meditation, lot of feelings, lot of conscious endeavors, and all that also spoke. And over a period of time, person starts thinking, I'm master of the topic, so he's just casually speaking. There was no preparation, there was no. So one may know the information, but the punch is not there. So the punch comes by the conscious endeavor meditation. That no, really, what should I speak? Really, should I, uh, what is the thing to emphasize? That's the whole idea, actually. And then you put some heart, then you will see the next year to that, the same topic people were spaced out. Third year, people are again wonderful, like that. So it's not just the information. That's the idea. It's not just the information. It's not that okay, you can go, you can say okay, कौन से टॉपिक लेना है अच्छा अच्छा ये तो मेरा हिट टॉपिक है चलो अभी चालू करते हैं ना and you just speak something about it. What is the churning inside which has happened? We churned it in deep enough, endeavored for it. That is what makes the impact. So we need to understand that bhakti has is a dynamic concept. I mean, the mind can only be controlled in a dynamic concept. It's all in the flow. We have to channelize the flow. So this is the first aspect when we talk about conquering the mind. Again, the mind is on the flow. Now the second aspect is that because the mind is always flow, whatever box you give to the mind will try to go out of it, like that. Whatever box you give to the mind will try to go out of it. So, so if you tell first year, okay, 16 rounds you have to come to, he feels the Mount Everest. He's one round, he has to come to 16, somehow he comes to 2, then he increases pressure to double, then he comes to slowly 3, 4, like that, is it not? Very slowly, he comes to 16, like that, or with great endeavors he comes to 16, like that. So the point is that, so we see why many times devotees say that their third semester they are most blissful. Why most blissful? Because there is a very powerful forward curve which they have to embark, and they have to understand. I need to better, I need to better take it up, pull it up. So they understand. Hey, 1 round, 2 round, chalega nahi, मैं तो fallen soul हूँ इधर. Is it not? Obviously, and then person thinks I have to really scale myself up. But then after some time it becomes normal. And people become develop some siddhis. They can sleep at 1 o'clock. They can get up at 3 o'clock. उठना ही है ना, उठ जाएंगे. Okay, no problem, chill out, है कि नहीं? Not that they have controlled sleep after morning program or the evenings, है कि नहीं? But stunts, है कि नहीं? Like that. So the point is that way. Therefore, the point is that any books you show, the mind after some time say, "Abhi next क्या है?" Now what is next? 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 तो माइंड को नेक्स्ट नहीं दिखाया तो माइंड सेंस ग्रेटिफिकेशन को डालेगा. This is the nature of the mind. You have to understand. If you don't show any next to the mind will pick up sense gratification. And the same thing mind applies for sense gratification. Materially also the principle is there. Initially person thinking, if I get into IIT, वो गलती से हो गया उसका IIT, चलो, ना, तो IIT में बैठा है ना, मिजरेबल है, क्या झंड लाइफ है ना, what a miserable life, right? Sitting in IIT, getting frustrifying, I have to go out, again, into the MNC world, where I can fly, on the wings of new software technologies, research, whatever, like that. And so I've seen people, dying to get into Microsoft and Google to get a job somehow or the other, and I have also seen people dying to get out of Google and Microsoft. So those case studies also I have seen. Materialistic people, like that. So the point is that the mind, it says, okay, ये तो हो गया, then what? Is it right? That way. So this is the principle. We have to understand the dynamics. We have to understand, we have to channelize. The mind has to be controlled. So we always need to give a positive forward to the mind. Is it? Positive forward to the mind. And therefore, tuning the mind to the beats of the Sankirtan mission is one of the very powerful ways to control the mind. Is it? So very powerful ways to control the mind, because there is a positive forward, again. Similarly, in our Shastric study also, we have to give a positive forward to the mind. Positive forward, not that कि ठीक है ना, बुक रीडिंग आधा घंटा करना है, कर लेंगे, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं, पढ़ना ही है, पढ़ लेंगे, ठीक है. You know, there's no static concepts of work. You need to stretch it. You need to be excited about it. And therefore we thought, okay, let us have Bhakti Shastri. There are exams. There is, you have to read, you have to answer 500 words. The person looks forward, exam, I'll get 80%. Again. So there is a positive something, is it not? So then the reading, the Shastric study will be good. Is it not? After giving Bhakti Shastri, one can look forward to, one say, okay, we might have read Bhagavatam, but then Bhakti Vibhav Bhagavatam reading will be intense, is it not? Because you're writing, you're giving exam, you're giving like that. Then one can look forward to being a teacher. चलो अभी मैं क्लास देता हूँ 4 लोगों को पकड़ के, है ना, कोई तो मिल जाएंगे, है कि नहीं? So in that way, what is happening is that there is always a positive forward which can keep the mind engaged. So the mind understands. Next word. Next. There always has to be a next actually, which we have to understand. So therefore, the mind cannot be kept vacant. That's what they say, the common saying, Khali dimag shaitan mein hai. So mind is like that jinn. If you keep him vacant, he'll eat you up. So we need to understand there is everything is happening in a flow. Everything is happening in a flow. So we always have to give a box and we have to give the next box. Is it not? So that's the idea. So now we will see that because the mind is always in a jumping mode, see, mind is in a jumping mode, that has a negative effect because the mind brings restlessness and everything, but that has a positive effect also. The positive effect is what? The positive effect is that because the mind is in a jumping mode, sometimes the mind will be the spike of mind will be very high. The box is very strong. And sometimes the spike of the mind is slow. Low. It's very high. So when it is very high, you cannot do much. You have to somehow or the other cling to what you are doing. You just cannot do anything more than that. You have to somehow or the other cling to what you are doing. When the mind is on the fury, it's like when there is a cyclone. Recently we experienced cyclone. When there is a cyclone wind, you cannot run in a cyclone. You cannot show some macho man performance in a cyclone. Again, when there is a cyclone, you have to somehow hold yourself and maybe stand. If not stand, sit down. Don't sit down, lie down. At least. Again. So you have to catch hold of something and be there, where you are. Again. Like that. But the cyclone is finished after 1 day, 2 days. So when the cyclone is finished, then you can run. Yeah. Is it not? That's the idea. So therefore, we have to understand that we have to be very alert, attentive, and we have to understand when to attack. So when the mind spike is low, add more service, take more responsibilities, add a punch. The mind spike is high. Mind thrust is low, add things, upgrade things, take up more things. Mind spike is very high, just hold on to what you have somehow or the other. That's the idea. That's the idea. Is it not? जितात्मनः प्रशान्तस्य परमात्मा समाहितः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु तथा मानपान्मानयोः. The one who has conquered the mind, the super soul, is already reached. for he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. Actually, every living entity is intended to abide by the dictation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is seated in everyone's heart as Paramatma. When the mind is misled by the external illusory energy, one becomes entangled in material activities. Therefore, as soon as one's mind is controlled through one of the yoga systems, one should be considered to have already reached the destination. One has to abide by superior dictation. When one's mind is fixed on the superior nature, he has no alternative but to follow the dictation of the Supreme. The mind must admit some superior dictation and follow it. The effect of controlling the mind is that one automatically follows the dictation of the Paramatma or the Super Soul. Because this transcendental position is at once achieved by one who is in Krishna consciousness, the devotee of the Lord is unaffected by the dualities of material existence, namely distress and happiness, cold and heat, etc. This state is practical samadhi or absorption in the Supreme. So you see, when the velocity is very high, you have to have a stronger grip on the, the direction setting or on the steering. The speed is very high. If the speed is very slow, then you can do anything. Is it not? Like somebody is walking, whether so 1 foot, next foot, people walk, no, like 1 foot, next foot, like that. So the next foot, if it is straight 0 degrees or it is 90 degrees foot, you know, you know, uh, it doesn't much matter, is it not? Right? है ना आदमी इधर इधर का इधर घूम जाएगा ज्यादा से ज्यादा और क्या होगा is it not? Like that, right? So a person, one it's just a small step because there's no speed like that. When we talk about mind, we're talking about a very high speed machinery. And the high speed machinery, the point is that the little bit here and there, it creates havoc. The car is in first gear, anything you do will not be much problem. Even if the car meets an accident, if it is in first gear, ज़्यादा कुछ होने वाला नहीं. कार को होगा थोड़ा बहुत, डेंट भी ज़्यादा नहीं पड़ेगा ना. Some scratch may be there, like that. Nothing will happen. Suppose you are at speed 10, you hit a tree, कुछ होने वाला है? नहीं. Like that. But you speed 110, and then you hit, finished. Is it not? Very severe, very severe. Is it not? So similarly, deviation, speed is very high, little deviation, finished, accident. Is it not? Like that. So this is the point. Mind is very high speed because the mind always jumps. Because of its jump factor, it is high speed actually. Because the mind is high speed, therefore one has to be very cautious on direction grip. Like that. So it's like sometimes a child he sees a new toy with the neighboring in his neighbor's friend's hand. He sees a new toy, he starts crying like that. I wanted, like that. He starts crying. Or he goes to the shop and he sees a new toy, and seeing he starts crying. Chahiye, like that. He starts crying. New toy, mind, like that mind, same thing. Is it not? But then sometimes the parents they pounce on the child and they just drag him home, like that, and they close him in his room. So and they close him, lock him, and go. like that. 5-10 minutes he'll cry, but then he'll understand there are no spectators, no point in crying. कुछ फायदा भी तो होना चाहिए ना, है कि नहीं? Yeah. So he says there's no point in crying. And then he goes to his Almira, which already has the existing set of toys. Is it not? And with that he starts playing. Is it not? What he has. Is it not? So the point is that this is called as channelization, basically. Is it not? So we may say, okay, mind is restless, mind is demanding, mind is demanding, mind is restless. How to control that? You know, just hold on for some more time. If you stick to the same room, even though the mind is restless, after some time the mind will be quiet. It's just like the child in the room. अभी कहाँ मिलने वाला है toy? वो तो दुकान चली गई. Just not. So then the mind can start playing around with what he has already. Again, what he has already. The mind can start playing around with that. This is the idea. So therefore, he's saying that the mind should follow the instruction, the room of the instruction set of the Lord. Within that room also there are a lot of things. There is Mahaprasad, again, there is there is senior, junior. Many things are there within that also. But better the mind just plays with that, rather than looking for outside. So, uh, so that's the idea. Again, that's the idea. So one has to, when the mind is restless and agitated, you have to understand it's like a demanding child. You lock the door, after some time, very easily the child will be quiet. You don't lock the door, the child will do tamasha. Again. So sometimes